Okay, so today we got the NFL mock draft 2023 of Todd Mcshays. I don't know which one this is of his. I think it's his 3.0. I think it's his third one, but I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong. It could be his second or fourth, but I'm thinking it's his third. So I'm going to go through every pick, and I'm going to give a grade on the end of the draft. Right now we have CBS's Ryan Wilson's at a B. So let's see if Todd Mcshays can beat that. I think we said it was a B minus or a B where we put Ryan Wilson's from CBS. Let's see what Todd McShay has in store for us in this mock draft. Let's see who he has going number one. Here we go. Projected. Wait, let's see. Here we go. Going number one, we got the Indianapolis Colts trading with the Chicago Bulls to move up and get, which is not a surprise to me, but it is after the combine of what we saw from CJ Stroud, Levis, and especially Richardson. I'm surprised that Bryce Young is still going to go. They still have Bryce Young going number one. I like the pick because the Colts need a quarterback, obviously, but I don't like the pick because I feel like that the Colts could use. He doesn't fit a Colt quarterback. Like, I would expect the Colts to go and pick up CJ Stroud or Will Levis. Those are the two quarterbacks that I see the Colts going to get. I really don't see them going to get Bryce Young. But I understand the pick. They need a quarterback, but I just don't think that he will go to the Colts out of all teams. Unless the Colts maybe have this thinking they want to get him, but I just don't see him as a Colt quarterback. He's not doesn't fit what they've had as quarterbacks. Maybe they're trying something new. So they do have a new head coach. So they may be doing something new. You never know. But I just don't see that happening. Go, we got number two. We have the Houston Texans, who have been projected to pick up Bryce Young this for a good amount of time. They've been saying Bryce Young's going to go to the Texans, Bryce Young to the Texans, Bryce Young to the Texans. Well, now we see if Todd McShay's right, we see the Colts trade up and get Bryce Young. So now the Texans are with, who are they going to go with? Richardson, Levis, or Stroud? And they go with CJ Stroud, and I love this pick. I think CJ Stroud and Will Levis are the best quarterbacks in the draft, and I do think the quarterback that has the most potential is Anthony Richardson. I think he has the most potential, but he's one of those quarterbacks that could be a boom or a bust. That's really what he could be because there's so little tape on him at his time in Florida. But I do like Richardson. I think he is he's the best athlete I think we've seen in a long time. He may be better than Cam Newton. I know that's a hot take, but he may be better than Cam Newton. We just have to wait and see because he made Cam Newton for a quarterback like his 40 and this and that combine look, but Cam Newton's playing on the field. He's a legend in Auburn. But yeah, I think CJ Stroud going to the Texans is a great pickup for the Texans. I think that will make them go in a great direction. Now let's do who the Cardinals will pick at number 3. They go with Will Anderson, which I think is one of the best players in this draft. I love that pickup for the Cardinals. I think that's going to help them a lot, and that defense will only get scarier. But I feel like the Cardinals need a lot more help than just Will Anderson on both sides of the ball. I think they need another quarterback. I think they need to get rid of Kyler. They paid him way too much money, and I think it's backfiring on them hardcore. I think I got to move on Kyler Murray. I feel like he's toxic in that locker room. I feel like ain't nobody want to be there. And like they did like a player report card, like the NFLPA did like a report card for every team, like training room, this and that. The Cardinals were ranked in last place. Out of 32 teams, they were 32nd. So that just shows you that they have a lot more problems that stem down from the owner all the way down. That they need a lot more help than just this draft pick. They need a lot of help. But I like the pickup of Will Anderson a lot. I really like that pick. I think it's a great pickup from the Cardinals. Will Anderson will fit beautifully into there, but hopefully he doesn't get lost in, like, you know what I mean? And then we have another trade. The Bears trade down again. I love that. Bears capitalizing on getting as much draft capital as they can. Beautiful move right there, especially after the Raiders getting rid of Derek Carr. I see them going to get a quarterback in this draft, but will it be Will Levis or Anthony Richardson? Let's see who Todd McShay has. And they say that Anthony Richardson will go to the Raiders. That's the second one that we've seen. That with Ryan Wilson's on CBS. He had Anthony Richardson going to the Raiders too. I said I didn't really see Richardson as a Raider. I can't see it. I feel like I just don't like that. I just don't like seeing him as a Raider. I'd rather see him as a Panther. I really would. I don't know why. I just really think that the Raiders ain't a great fit for him. I don't think you'll see him flourish as you will see like a Will Levis go to the Raiders. But yeah, I don't like that pick for the Raiders. I just don't. I love Anthony Richardson. I do. He's a great player, but I just don't like seeing him with the Raiders. Let's see who he has going fit. Let's see who Seattle Seahawks go with. Tyree Wilson, defensive end from Texas Tech. There's rumors going around they still may go with the quarterback with this. They may, if say Will Levis is on the board, then they go with Will Levis, or if they don't trade back or trade up, we can see Will Levis go here. But I love this pick by them. Tyree Wilson is a freak of nature. He's 6'6", 271 pounds. His arm length is 35 and 5/8 inches, and his hand was almost from here to here, almost a foot long. It was 11 inches and 11 and a half inches. Think about that. That is crazy. Like, him and Darnell Washington, both of them, they're just freaks of nature. But he didn't compete in the combine because he broke his foot in November and he's still recovering from that. So we're hoping to see if he can get a pro day, see if he can get some good pro days. But I love this pick. I think he's going to be one of the steals of the draft in the first round. And let's see what the Detroit Lions go with. They say they go with Christian Gonzalez from Oregon. He was the DB that stole the draft, or stole the combine. I heard from a lot of people. I think there was the two Maryland cornerbacks too stole the show for me for cornerbacks in the combine. But Christian Gonzalez did amazing too. He ran a 4.38 in the 40 and jumped 41.5 inch vert. And then his broad jump was 11 feet and 1 inch. That's just crazy. I love this pickup from them. I can see them going with Christian Gonzalez or Devin Witherspoon from Illinois. I like both of those picks right there. But you may see the Lions go with Jalen Carter. If he's still on the board, you may see them just go with the best player on the board. But they do need a cornerback. I really think that this would be a great pickup. They get a top 10 cornerback in the draft to pair with Jeff Okudah in that secondary. Beautiful pick right there. I love that pick. So now we go to the Chicago Bears at 7. This time they don't trade back anymore. They go with a tackle, Peter Skoronski. Jeez. Skoronski. I like this pick. I protect Justin Fields at all costs. I think that is a beautiful pick right there. I do like that. Pick up the amazing offensive tackle. I forgot what I was going to say there. And his vertical jump was 34.5 inches, and his broad jump was 9 feet 7 inches. His vertical jump's 34.5. That's a pretty good jump for offensive lineman. Damn, that's a steal. That's one of the best. I think that he's going to be a great pickup, and it's a safe pick for the Bears. You get the draft capital, and you get to get a easy pick with Peter Skoronski. Then we have for the Atlanta Falcons a player that stole the combine and literally just to the combine as an outside linebacker, going with the 4.39 40 yard dash and a 41.5 inch vertical jump. He stole the combine. Like, my bad, 1 minute. So I think he stole the combine, definitely. I love this pick. It's a risky pick, it is. But if you ask people, it would be a risky pick. I think it is 50-50 pick. Nolan Smith was a great player at Alabama, and I think he was one of the more underrated players at Georgia. My bad, Georgia fans. Do not come at me. But yeah, I feel like this is a great pickup. I think it's going to be a 50-50 pickup, though. But he was amazing at Georgia. So I think it probably could be a really good pickup. I believe so. Then we got the Carolina Panthers. And just so you guys know, Jalen Carter, who was projected the number 1 pick for so long, hasn't gotten picked in the first 9 picks. We have the Carolina Panthers staying put, not trading up, and getting a quarterback. Will Levis from Kentucky. I think this is a good pickup for them. I don't think it's the guy they want. I don't think it is. But I think it's the guy they're going to get because everyone traded up and they got their guy. So Levis, in his own words, he had a cannon. And he showed that he did. But my biggest thing is, when I compare Will Levis to Baker Mayfield, where he's very risky with his passes, and his accuracy is amazing, and he has that crazy arm strength, but he's so risky with the throws that he's going to be getting a lot of interceptions. I just feel like he's a Baker Mayfield in my opinion. I know that's something that a lot of people haven't said, but I really feel like he could be the next Baker Mayfield. Have 2 good seasons, 3 good seasons, and then just fall off the face of the face of the earth. Then we got the Philadelphia Eagles going with Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson goes top 10. And just think about this, you guys. Bijan Robinson going to the Eagles. Jalen Hurts. Bijan Robinson. Then you have Boston Scott. And then, who was that other running back for them? Was it Gainwell for them? And then you have Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. And then you also got A.J. Brown. That offense is just scary. Jeez. Wow. That would be a great pickup for the Eagles. I love this pick for them. But as a Cowboys fan, I hate it. Because that's just going to make that offense scary. But I love the pick. It's a perfect pick. Tennessee Titans, they're going to go with the offensive lineman. They go with Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle from Ohio State. Beautiful pick right there after releasing Taylor Lewan. I think that's a great pickup, especially because Skoronski is off the board. So I think Paris Johnson Jr. is the guy right next in line, so it's a perfect pick. Then we got the Houston Texans getting their guy at 12, falls out of the top 10, gets Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, who's fallen hardcore because of the reckless driving charges in racing in connection to a teammate that got killed and a recruiting staff member. So he's got a lot of drama going on right now off the field that's going to make his stock drop, and it's dropped all the way out of the top 10, which is huge to see. I hate seeing it because he is a great player, but that off the field stuff is haunting him right now. It falls all the way to 12. He was the number 1 pick they're projecting, a top 3 pick all the way out of the top 10. Wow. Now let's see who the 13th pick is. Oh, it's Broderick Jones, offensive tackle from Georgia. The Jets go with the surprising pick, but not a surprising pick. They go with a offensive tackle to hopefully, because Mekhi Becton can't stay healthy at all. They go and say, okay, we're going to go put faith in another guy. I do like this pick. He'd had a great combine. He ran a 4.97 at the combine for a 40-yard dash. Great combine right there. And I think it's a great pick. And especially under a sub 5-second 40-yard for a 6'5", 311-pound linebacker. I don't know about you, but that is crazy. But then we got the 14th pick, the New England Patriots. And they go with the first wide receiver of the draft, Quentin Johnston, wide receiver from TCU. This, in my opinion, is a risky pick because when he played against Georgia in the national championship and when he played against Kansas State, he struggled. And that's when he played against two good defenses. And I mean, against Michigan, he did good. But he had these games where you're just like, how is he the number one wide receiver? It's just like with Anthony Richardson. I mean, we got to see what he can do if on his pro day he runs the 40, because he didn't do it at the combine. So that's what we got to see, because that's where it matters. His combine he does, or his pro day he does great. Then I could say that he will be the first quarter or wide receiver coming off the board. But right now, I don't like that pick for the Patriots. I would rather see them go with Jackson Smith and Jigba or Jordan Addison. I would rather see them go with one of those two players. But he does fit into the Belichick scheme. He is a tall wide receiver and 6'3", 208. So he is a big receiver. But let's see who the Packers going to pick up. They pick up Michael Mayer from Baby Gronk from Notre Dame. I like that pickup. I think that's going to be a perfect. But the question is, who's going to be the Packers quarterback? Aaron Rodgers or Love? Who is it going to be? Right now, I think it's going to be Love. I think Aaron's going to go to the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets. That's what I'm thinking right now. I know a lot of people may not agree with me. A lot of Packer fans are like, no, he's going to stay with us. Nah, I think he's going to the Jets. I really believe that at this point. But I love this pickup for the Packers. Go with Michael Mayer, tight end from Notre Dame. They were saying that it was going to be Kincaid from Utah, but I also think that Darnell Washington is going to be another tight end that goes in the first round, late first round. But I like this pickup for the Packers. Get a great tight end. And I don't know if Tonyan is free agent. Yep, Lazard and Tonyan are both free agents, so they could go with, but that just shows that they go with Mayer, that they're not going to look to re-sign Tonyan. Or if they do, that'll be the see what happens, because go with the two tight end set. I would like that. But I think they're definitely going to sign or re-sign Alan Lazard. And they have Christian Watson still from North Dakota State. So I think that would be a pretty good, and Quez Watkins. That's a pretty good wide receiving core. Now let's see what the Commanders do. They go with Devon Witherspoon, cornerback from Illinois. I'm still thinking that he may go with the Lions, because he fits the Lions scheme. He's aggressive. He just fits the Lions persona and the way that they are as a team. The way that Dan Campbell coaches, I just see that happening. But I can't see the Lions also passing up on Christian Gonzalez. So that's where I'm like, I love this pick for the Commanders. I think this is going to be a steal, but only thing with Devon Witherspoon is he gets a little bit too aggressive with his hands. And in the NFL, it's going to be called a lot more than in college. Like, a lot of his highlight tape, you see him be a little bit too aggressive with his hands, holding the jersey, pulling back on the wide receiver. You just see it. And I think that could be the reason why the Lions pass up on him. But I like this pickup for the Commanders. I think he is going to transform into a great cornerback in the NFL. Then we have the 17th pick. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers going with Mississippi State cornerback Emanuel Forbes, who lit up the combine with a 4.35 40-yard dash. And he was supposed to go to second round. I got to say, the cornerbacks in this draft, they helped themselves. The top 5 cornerbacks in this draft, Devon Witherspoon, Emanuel Forbes, Deontay Banks, Christian Gonzalez, and the other Maryland guy, they all helped their draft stock hardcore. 3 of them may go, or 4 of them, maybe even 5 of them may go in the first round. I love this pickup for them. He is 6'1", 166. He's got to get a little bit more weight on him. Like, that's the only reason why that teams would be scared of him, because he's 166 pounds at 6'1". He needs to add weight. But what he showed on tape, he played against the best players in the country, the SEC, and he did great. So let's see what the 18th pick is now. It's the Detroit Lions. They go with the defensive end, Lucas Van Ness from Iowa. And I like that pickup. He is called Hercules on his team. That's his nickname. And the thing is with him, Iowa, they have this culture where you come in as a freshman, you don't start right away. You have to work your way up the ladder. As a freshman, he came in, he started right away. He didn't miss. He barely missed any games. So he was averaging 450 snaps per season over 2 years. That says a lot for an Iowa defensive end. He is going to be a great player, and he's one that no one really is talking about late in the first round. I love this pickup for the Lions. He really does fit their scheme, and especially with Aiden Hutchinson and him now, it's a great pickup. Let's see what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go with Joey Porter Jr. I forgot about Joey Porter Jr. Penn State cornerback, and the Bucs need help in the secondary because they're losing James Dean, Sean Murphy Bunting, Mike Edwards, Keanu Neal, and Logan Ryan. So that's basically that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their cornerbacks they're losing. They're gonna draft a cornerback if there's a cornerback on the board that's worth taking. Joey Porter is worth taking. They're saying the Steelers may take him, but they don't have the Steelers. But Mcshays doesn't have the Steelers going with Joey Porter Jr. He has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I gotta say, for what the team needs, I love that pick. Seattle Seahawks, Miles Murphy, after they picked up Tyree Wilson. So they went to get that defense set up. But I would say I wouldn't mind seeing the Seahawks go and pick up with this pick Pittsburgh defensive tackle Kancey Kalija, I think his name is. I would love to see them pick him up. You go get Tyree Wilson, and then you go get him. I think that would the two freaks of nature, in my opinion. They're saying that Kancey is going to be the next Aaron Donald. He's built like Aaron Donald, comes from Pittsburgh. I think that would be a great pickup for the Seahawks. I don't really like the pick of Miles Murphy. I don't like Miles Murphy. I think he's way too inconsistent, in my opinion. His freshman year, he did amazing, and then this year, it was just, what was that? I don't like this pickup at all. I feel like Kalija Kancey is a better pick. I think so. Then we have the Los Angeles Chargers going with Jordan Addison, wide receiver from USC. And I think that this is a great pickup. This could be a steal. This may be a steal. Because who was it that won with them? Who won with the wide receiver? I forgot who won with the wide receiver. They went with the Patriots at 14 went with Quentin Johnston from TCU. I don't like that pick for the Patriots, but I love this pick for the Chargers. They're saying that the Chargers could go with a wide receiver or a tight end. I think that this is a great pickup. If Jordan Addison is still on the board, why not go with him? He's shown that he can play. So good move right there by the Chargers. Let's go to the Baltimore Ravens. We got two wide receivers back-to-back. Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State gets the 22nd pick to the Baltimore Ravens. Goes 22nd. And great pickup, especially I think he's going to be one of the best wide receivers to come out of this draft. Yes, this year he really didn't even play that much because of injuries, but I still think he's going to have a great NFL career. But now let's see who Mcshays has the Vikings picking up at 23. The one of the tight ends I told you guys was rising up the draft board. Deonte Banks, cornerback from Maryland. He has been an amazing. He had an amazing combine. 4.35 40-yard dash, 42-inch vert, and 11 feet and 4 inches broad jump. That's just a crazy combine. He had a great combine. He made me start looking at him. I didn't really pay attention to Deonte Banks. I wasn't. And then after that combine, I started doing my research on him, and I love this pickup for the Vikings. I feel like this is a perfect pick, especially he falls to them. And especially you get him with the veteran Patrick Peterson. He's now a free agent, but if they re-sign Patrick Peterson, get him some help, veteran help, he may be one of the best cornerbacks in the league in the future. We got Jacksonville at 24. They go with Darnell Wright from Tennessee. He's an offensive tackle. And I like this pick because they need to get offensive linemen to help protect Trevor Lawrence. I love this pick. Perfect pick right there. And I don't have nothing to complain about that. It's a safe pick. You got the Giants coming in at 25. Zay Flowers, Boston College wide receiver. I like this pick. But the only thing I'm going to say, could Zay Flowers become another Kadarius Toney? They both came out of college. They were both the most shiftiest players in their draft. But Kadarius Toney was faster. He did run a faster 40 time. But they're both shifty players. But they're both built kind of the same. 5'9", 182. I think Zay Flowers is a great pickup for the Giants. They need it, especially after they signed their quarterback, which I think was dumb. But good pickup right there. Give Daniel Jones some more weapons, especially with Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard and Richie James all being free agent. Okay, let's see what the Cowboys pick up. Listen, my team. Dalton Kincaid, tight end from Utah. After Dalton Schultz is a free agent, which I don't see them picking up or signing. I do and I don't like this pick. I like that we're going to tight end, but I really would love to see us go with Darnell Washington from Georgia just because he's a freak athlete. I just want to see. I think that would be a great pickup. That would be just a crazy. And he's another pass catcher, but the only thing is he didn't have, or he had a, I think it was him that had a pretty, it was one of those ones where people were 50-50 on him on the combine. Especially if the top receivers are off the board. That's where I see that Dalton Kincaid goes up because the Cowboys do love their tight ends. So now we see what the Buffalo Bills have in store. They go with Keon White, offensive or outside linebacker for Georgia Tech. This is a player that people are saying is going to be a late bloomer. And I don't know much about him, so I can't really say much. So I'm not going to say much, but I'm going to say that this pick is this pick. I don't really know much. I got to do my research on him. I've heard a lot of things, but I got to do my own research to let you guys know. This is the one pick that I was hoping that he didn't have Keon White. Let's see what the Cincinnati Bengals have. Anton Harrison from Oklahoma. Another safe pick. You got to protect Joey Burrows. And great pickup by the Bengals. Get that offensive lineman set. That offensive line set. Perfect pick right there by them. I like it. New Orleans Saints, after picking up Derek Carr, what do they go with? They go with Brian Breesy, defensive tackle from Clemson. He had a lot of problems this year on and off the field. But it's a pick that I could see happening. I don't see Brian Breesy falling out of the first round. So I think that this is a good pickup for them. He did run a good 40 time, and he has the potential to be a great player. So they're taking a risk on this, but it's a great pickup because the risk is medium. It's not really high, it's medium for me. A lot of people are saying it's a high risk pick. I think it's an average risk pick. So I say it's a good pick. Then we have the Philadelphia Eagles after picking up Bijan Robinson with the 10th pick. They go and pick up Kalijah Kancey. Told you guys earlier I thought that the who was it? The Seahawks should have went with him. That's what I feel like they should have went with. But if the Eagles get him and Bijan, that's a great pick. That's a great first round. They, in my opinion, probably would win the first round. They would probably win the first round if they get both of these two players. I would have to say that. 31st pick, the last pick of the draft, we have defensive end from Auburn going to the Kansas City Chiefs, Derek Hall. It's a pretty good pickup. You need to get that, and especially now. But you could see Darnell Washington or Jeremiah Gibbs, Brian Branch. Those three players you could also see pick up. especially because last year they got George Karlaftis from Iowa. I believe it was Iowa, if I'm wrong. Or it was Purdue or Iowa. One of those two, I forgot. They could go and get him. So it's something to look for. But I think that's a good pick. I would give this mock draft a B+. Not an A because it wasn't like amazing that jumped off the board. But I would say a B+. Thomas Shea, you get a B+. You are the best mock draft that I've went over so far. And yeah, I like how he had the Bears trading back 2 times. I really do like that. The Bears get the draft capital that they want, that they need. I really like that. I feel like that's a great move for the Bears. I feel like the Eagles, if they go and get Bijan Robinson at 10, that is going to be huge for the NFC East. And then that makes the Cowboys and the Giants may scramble a little bit, because if they go and get Bijan Robinson, so the Cowboys want to go get defensive linemen to help, or will the Giants want to go get defensive linemen? That's the question. But I think it's going to be this year is going to be an interesting draft because no one knows. There could be a lot of busts. There could be a lot of steals in the draft. It's so unpredictable that it's just crazy. But and then same with March Madness. But yeah, I just think this is going to be a great draft, and I will be doing more mock draft reviews. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, join the KBN Sports Talk family, and until next time, see ya.